some rest. We can tackle tomorrow.
A basketball game tomorrow.
Ceaseless prattle. I'm glad you seem to appreciate it, at least. You feel disoriented when you awake at long last with the rising of the sun. You do not remember what you dreamt, but you do not think that your dreams were of a particularly pleasant nature. If they were, your heart would not be hammering so. At ease, you glance around. You are lying in a narrow bed in an unremarkable room, one with dull beige walls and a warped wooden floor. Where exactly are you? This does not look like your dormitory in the conservatoire, not unless it has shrunk threefold overnight. You browse further as you attempt to recall the events of the night prior, until with a gasp it all clicks into place. You remember now. You were running through the woods trying to escape from... You shudder. You do not want to think of what it was you were trying to escape from. You presume that you must have given your hunter the slip, though, because you are still in one piece, awake and alert. Because you are still in one piece, awake and alert enough to face the dawning of a new morning. You still have all your limbs, and your facial features appears to be in the correct configuration. This is more than enough to be getting along with. You look to the foot of your bed, then blink, bemused at your discovery. You can see lying upon the sheets a garment, two garments actually, of black and white folded into neat white square. What could that be? A maid's outfit? If so, it would not be too surprising. You can now recall your visit with the princess the night prior, and her assertions that you must be her lady's maid. Well, if that is the role she wants you to assume, you have no qualms with it. It is far preferable to the other role you played last night, that of a startled query wrung from its pursuer. You press your fingers against the humble maid's attire. It feels surprisingly soft to the touch, not coarse like you expected. These clothes are rather fine. Did the princess put them there? If so, this is all the more reason to wear them. You are not churlish enough to deny her hospitality. You rise from your new bed, then undress yourself, unbuttoning the front of your plain white nightgown and setting it aside. This thus accomplished, then you clad yourself in your new attire, black, white, and eminently sensible. You feel very far away from the girl that you once were. Your face might be the same as always, but something within you seems to have changed. You are no longer a student, not as long as you mean to reside within the princess's castle. You would far rather be her servant. Assured of your newfound identity, you retreat from your chamber and make your way to your mistress's bedroom. Powiem wam, że teraz tak czytamy sobie to i czytamy. I jak szliśmy do tamtej wioski w poprzednim raucie, to wydaje mi się, że nasza bohaterka podchodziła do tego z innego punktu widzenia. Tutaj nie wiemy, kim jesteśmy, miesza nam się rzeczywistość z wspomnieniami. Tutaj przybieramy tak jakby nową tożsamość, bo tak. Okej, dowiedzieliśmy się więcej o tym, jak była traktowana nasza główna bohaterka w przeszłości, / innym świecie, / w sumie nie wiadomo. No ale tak wydaje mi się, że to jest takie całkowicie, że tak powiem, inne. Tak jakbyśmy mieli odkrywać jakąś część bohaterki za każdą ścieżką, żebyśmy mogli zaakceptować tą, wiecie, to mi tak na kilometr jedzie tym, że będziemy musieli tak jakby stanąć naprzeciw tego, że tutaj nie jesteśmy, powiedzmy, pokojówką, nie? Czy właśnie, że ona jest sobą, czy coś takiego. Nie. I podejrzewam, że możliwe, nie wiem jak to jest, że po prostu przejdziemy wszystkie 3 ścieżki na jednej, tak jakby powiedzmy pętli. I podejrzewam, że odblokuje nam się 4. I nie zdziwiłabym się, jakby to było, że skonfrontujemy się z naszym łowcą. I nie zdziwiłabym się, jakbyśmy uciekali po prostu od siebie. I to było takie... No, to by było takie w sumie... To, co teraz tak w sumie sobie czytamy, nie? No to tak mi się podsuwa. Ale zobaczymy, bo może się całkowicie mylę. Nie zdziwiłabym się. Bo pewnie nie wyłapuję jakiegoś tam podtekstu tutaj, gdzie autorzy próbowali nam przekazać i wystarczy, że chociaż trochę się mylę, no to już wtedy cała moja teoria idzie się walić. Dobra. The castle is a large one with many rooms and many hallways to connect them, and for a brief while you find yourself horrendously lost. You cannot remember where the princess's bedroom is. You are beginning to feel rather disoriented when you relieve your eyes snug upon a stairwell which looks rather familiar. Could this be the way? You ascend these steps, your foot falls cushioned by the plush carpet which lines them. Then find your way down the very same hall you traversed night prior. If your memory does not fail you, then the princess's bedroom ought to be. Yes, it is here. You rap upon the door, but receive nothing in the way of a response. Is the princess still abed? You wonder briefly whether you oughtn't wait until she has risen of her own accord. I tutaj też wydaje mi się, że ona bardziej mówi takim bardziej starodawnym językiem, bo jest dużo więcej takich przesunięć jest słów, których teraz normalnie się nie używa. Więc to znowu jest, że to na pewno nie dzieje się w naszych czasach. Na pewno gdzieś w przeszłości, ale jak bardzo do przeszłości, tego nie wiemy. I jestem ciekawa, czy im dalej będziemy w las na tej ścieżce, to czy bardziej będziemy tak jakby przystosowywać się do sytuacji, czyli jesteśmy lady in waiting, ladies maid, przepraszam. I będziemy po prostu zaczynali się tak zachowywać i tak mówić. Jestem ciekawa po prostu, bo tam, jak w końcu otworzyliśmy się na tą naszą koleżaneczkę, nie pamiętam jak ona się nazywała, The Grave Keeper, Digger, Keeper też, to w końcu się na nią otworzyliśmy, pozwoliliśmy się jej zbliżyć, no i wtedy pożałowaliśmy, nie? A tutaj jestem ciekawa po prostu, skoro tam utknęliśmy w grobie i dało się przewidzieć, że no jak już mamy gdzieś utknąć, to na pewno w grobie, to ciekawe gdzie tu. Czy zamknie nas na strychu? Może? Zobaczymy. But no. The sun is high in the sky and it would seem a shame to let the princess sleep through the day. You ought instead to rouse her. That seems like the sort of duty a lady's maid should attend to. You enter the princess's bedroom and glance about. Her room looks much the same as you remember it from the night prior, though the ceiling seems even higher when viewed in a warm morning's light. You can see now there are fewer shadows to impede your view, how very opulent your young mistress's abode is. Her armory is large and imposing, as is the grate in which you will be expected to keep a fire lit during the nights. The princess herself, meanwhile, is curled on her side beneath the sheets, looking rather less grandiose than her title would suggest. She is attired in a nightgown, adorned with frills, and her hair is split across her pillow like spilled gold. In her slender arms, meanwhile held to her chest, is a doll, the very same one she was corseting last night. Czy tak naprawdę księżniczka jest w tej lalce, a... Dobra, koniec wymyślania. You suppose that this doll must be her favorite. Idly you wonder what the doll's name is, though you do not suppose it matters all that much. It is time to wake your mistress. You call out to the princess, but she's largely unresponsive. Her eyelashes are still sewn tight shut, and her lips pursed in slumber. You purse your lips too, and sign. Well, nobody ever said your job would be easy. Once again you call to the princess, and this time she replies. Her response is not a favorable one, however. She signs, then turns away from you, her doll clutched to her chest. Just give me a little longer. The princess sounds so enfeebled, but you do not take pity on her. If you have learned anything from the conservatoire, save this knowledge pertaining to the respiratory tracts of fish, it is that one must be cruel to be kind. Oh my god. I do not think this adage was practiced with any great success in the conservatoire or conservatoire. But perhaps it will have more of an impact upon the princess. You tell her once again to wake up. Most certainly this time you will not let her sleep, for she has slept long enough already. It is very slovenly, really, to still be abed at such an hour. Defeated, the princess signs. Alright, I can see that. I can't twist you around my little finger. I'm up. You don't need to knock me. Once you have roused the princess from her bed and you have put her doll to one side, you set upon her toilet. You aid the princess in the brushing of her hair, a chore to which she submits willingly, like a cat might allow its fur to be brushed. You allow yourself to wonder as you run the bristles of the princess's brush along through her hair, how wonderfully soft it feels against your skin. By a curious query from the princess, "Are you alright, dear one?" brings you back to your senses. You were rather lost in thought there. Look lively now. You wouldn't want the princess to catch wind of your salacious thoughts, would you? I thought that you had learned your lesson about that already. Suitable chastened, you finish with the princess's head and set the brush aside. Note that the princess's dresses have been taken care of. You must start on her attire. The princess remains seated upon the edge of her bed, looking up at your askance. She does not ask you to avert your eyes, and nor does she make any motion to divesting herself of her nightgown. It really does seem as though she expects you to undertake this task on your own. Is that alright? You ask the princess as much. You would not wish to impinge upon her modesty, but she only laughs. Yes, it's alright. It's what you're supposed to do if you ordered to be my lady's maid. I'm used to being dressed and undressed. I'm not a bit squeamish about it. She might not be squeamish about it, but you are. You have never seen a naked woman before, excepting yourself. Even then, however, you have always dressed and undressed furtively, not wanting to examine your body for longer than is strictly necessary. You have never liked the way that you look. You make a few more mumble objections, but the princess sweeps them to one side easily. It's alright, I might be a princess, but we're both people underneath all of our clothes. I doubt we look much different. You're not sure about that. Dobra, ale rozbieraniem księżniczki zajmiemy się następnym razem. Troszeczkę w sumie daje do myślenia ta zmiana, bo ja przynajmniej widzę tą zmianę. Może mi się wydawać, ale wydaje mi się, że przynajmniej w trybie mówienia jest dużo trudniejszy, jest dużo bardziej dystyngowany niż jak byliśmy w tamtej wiosce, więc zobaczymy. Ale jeszcze raz bardzo Wam dziękuję. No i do zobaczenia następnym razem, w następnym odcineczku, bądź w kolejnej serii. Pa, pa!